Okay, for some reason it's not showing up online. Oh, there we go. Hold on, Pete. Right back. All right, we made it. We made it on. Let's see if I can get a little more light in here. Oops. Okay. Oops. All right, got all the sound off from all the devices. So that's good. Hold on one. Okay. Hi, Jen. How are you? How are you doing this morning? I made it on. Just got up. Awesome. So it's 11 o'clock here on the East Coast. So, today we are going to make some fire cider. 8 a.m. there. It's pretty early. Jen, has anyone made fire cider before? Cool. Awesome. I'm just gonna I think I'm just gonna wait until maybe some more people show up to just get started. Let's see if I can. Okay. Am I frozen? Okay. So fire cider was created by an herbalist named Rosemary Gladstar. She's written a lot of books on herbalism. She does a lot of teaching. She's really awesome. Some of her books are Rosemary Gladstar's Medicinal Herbs, A Beginner's Guide, Rosemary Gladstar's Herbal Recipes for Vibrant Health, Herbal Healing for Women, which is one of my favorite books by her. And she also does a nice Herbal Healing for Men because that's a subject that's not covered a lot. I know of only two herbals. Wait. Okay, there's at least only two herbals that are specific to men. And then Rosemary Gladstar's Family Herbal. So what fire cider is, this is what she says: a spicy, hot, delicious, sweet vinegar tonic. Fire cider was first concocted in the kitchen at the California School of Herbal Studies in the early 1980s. Intent on teaching my students how to make herbal preparations that were as much food as they were medicines, I was consistently experimenting and concocting all manner of medicinal herbs into a variety of recipes. Those that turned out well were shared freely with my students in our community. The idea was to bring medicinal herbalism back into people's kitchens as part of their food and as a way of being, not just for medicinal purposes. As part of food and a way as being, not just for medicinal purposes. Fire cider was among those early crossover recipes part medicine, part food that was made and shared freely. So there is some, yeah. So there is a little bit of controversy about fire cider. So we can't actually call it fire cider because when Rosemary coined the term fire cider, she meant us to use it freely. So herbalists were using it. It was in herbal books. People were selling it on Etsy under the name fire cider, and that was fine. But this company called Shrine City Herbals, they copyrighted this term. And so it's been a very long journey, but on the 25th of this month, they're going to court to hopefully free fire cider, basically. So, hey Marge, hey, how are you? Yo, what's up? Marge in the house. We're doing fire cider today. So I'm just talking about the kind of the controversy behind the term fire cider that's going on. So if you guys are interested in what's going on with fire cider, you can go to freefirecider.org. I think it's I don't remember if it's .org or .com. And you can see all the information and when everyone's going to court and everything else. And you can even donate to the court costs. So hopefully they'll be able to free up this term and everyone can use it again. So technically we're not making fire cider, but technically we are. So why... Cool, awesome, Jen. I'm gonna put a link in the description after this live is over as well. So why would you take fire cider? Does anybody know? My kitty has found my horseradish that the rest of it is sort of bagged up. Okay. So fire cider, it's a perfect remedy for someone who needs a fiery kick to his or her immune system. It's a blend of sweet and spicy flavors that combine to enhance your circulatory and digestive system. And it comes in handy in the cold months when you're prone to sinus infections or when you feel a cold coming on. So this is what Rosemary Gladstar said on her YouTube channel. And she does do a whole video walking you through this process. And she does a lot of nice explaining. So, I'm going to put a link to that as well after this. And so we're going to be making her recipe today. Yeah, so you can use it as a medicinal. You could also just use it as in food. If you wanted to make a super spicy, sweet, salad dressing, it would work with that. So Rosemary's recipe is... So I'm gonna half it because I don't want to make a half gallon of fire cider. Because that is a lot, and I actually am allergic to vinegar. So if anyone wants me to give them if anyone wants, give me your address. My email is in my channel description. We're back! Yay! Okay. So, Yeah, so if anyone wants to do that, please feel free. I'm gonna have a bunch. I'm gonna have a bunch. So I'm gonna have a recipe. So the first, oh, I forgot to get a jar. We'll be right back. Okay, so I got a mason jar. So the first ingredient is, she has 1/2 cup grated horseradish. I'm gonna do a 1/4 of cup, and horseradish is very strong. So even like handling the root just with my bare hands, just a little, like I have to wash my hands. So what I did was I just chopped it and wore gloves before the video started. So, and I'm just gonna put it in a jar, like that. And I have the window open as well. It is an extremely strong and potent root. And I'm gonna read you what Rosemary says about horseradish and why it's awesome to be in here and why I didn't want to leave it out. So horseradish. So also the reason, so horseradish is #1 herb for combating sinus congestion and headaches. It clears your sinuses better than anything. Even when you're just grating it, by the time you're done, your sinuses are wide open. And, you know, I can really see that because it's really spicy. So that is the first ingredient that we're going to be putting in. And then the second one is, so I'm going to do 1/4 cup chopped onions. And I just got a big white onion. So that's not going to take too to chop it. How's everyone's morning going? Anyone got any good plans today? I'm going to the doctor after this, so just for like a follow-up visit, but always nerve-wracking. Oh, be right back again. Okay. Oh boy. Woo! Woo! Woo-wee! Woo-wee zowie! All right. Plenty of onion left over for this. To go to Walmart, but I'm not too hopeful. Yeah, Leanne, Walmart is a tough one. We go like every week for like toilet paper and other stuff that we just need. It's close to where we go do the laundromat, so that's why we go. But it's always stressful. So we kind of go dash in and dash out. That's like the key to that's how I do Walmart. Welcome to the party! Hi, Gypsy! We are making fire cider today, and I'm on the onion. And I don't even need a lot. Just 1/4 of a cup. I'm making kind of a pared down recipe. And I'm just using white onion. You can use like any red, any yellow, any kind. This is like a really flexible recipe. All right, so it's going in our jar here with apparently some of my hair. That's not a good thing. And embarrassing. Okay, that was a good luck hair. So, woo! Oh boy. Okay. I don't have a lot of counter space at all. So, very, very tiny kitchen. Buffering is my life too, yeah. It works most of the time. It's better than it was. In the beginning, I could hardly get it to work, so. Okay. Okay, we're back. Cool. Okay, bye everyone. Marge is still with me. Oh, Heather, hey! Hey, how are you? We've had some people, we've lost some people, we've been frozen a lot. It's been kind of, you know, the huge. Making white chili. Nice. What's in white chili? That's awesome. All right. So I'm making fire cider, and we already have the horseradish and the onion in here, and I'm gonna read why you would add onions. Onions have similar properties to garlic and are also good for colds and flus. So I don't know if you know too much about fire cider, but it is really good to take when you are sick or getting sick. And you know, it's still sort of cold and flu season, so I figured that would be good to make. And I'm making Rosemary Gladstar's original recipe. So we have onions and horseradish. Oh, okay. So you're like an hour in the past? So you're an hour behind. I hate the time changes. It's really difficult all the time. Messes me up big time. Okay, so then we're going to put, so I'm halving her recipe because, she's wanting to make a lot, and I don't want to make that much. So I'm putting in 2 tablespoons of garlic. And I just got garlic here. I'm just gonna do that. So yeah, it does, Leanne. It sounds good. I really wish I could eat beans. Beans were in there, I'd be like, yeah. So let's see. I don't think it's gonna take more than 2 cloves. But we'll see. My tiny, tiny, tiny kitchen. All right. Ooh. So Heather, if you want any of this, email me your address. It's gonna take like 6 weeks, but so I can't have vinegar. I am for some reason allergic to it. But I wanted to make this anyway. So my email is in my description of the channel. Anyone who just feels comfortable sending me your address. So, okay. And this is really a fun thing to make. Like, if you have a lot of people, like, you can just get together and make it. Do a bunch of chopping and grating and stuff like that. Like, and then everyone can, like, divide it up. You know, when it's done, strain it out. So, oh my gosh, garlic. Let's read. Anyway. I'll read that after I chop. I don't want to. This is not a very sharp knife, but, you know, safety. Let's see. We're still going. Yay! Let's see. You can leave out the beans and use barley. Well, I have some issue. Well, I think I can do barley. I'm not sure. Sometimes I feel like I'm allergic to food. But, okay. Looks like we'll need another two cloves. Yeah, so you can take this, when this is all done, you can, like, either take, like, a shot or two when you feel like you're maybe getting sick, or, like, maybe you could use it as, like, a salad dressing. It's gonna have honey in it at the end, so it'll be sweet and spicy. And it's just really easy to make. It just takes some time. And technically I can't call it fire cider because even though the herbalist Rosemary Gladstar coined the term, she did not copyright it. She wanted it to be free for everyone to use, and this herbal company called Shrine City Herbals copyrighted it, and now they're fighting the copyright. So, and their court date is at the website if you guys want to check that out. Tells a lot more about it. You know, because Rosemary is all about sharing. She's great. You've heard about, I want to make something called Zoom balls as well, which is one of hers. It's like this wonderful seed and nut and herb ball with chocolate that you eat for energy. You can make energy ones, you can make immune ones, you can do it almost anything. So, like, it's just like, I'm like, yeah, that sounds good. And she just shares this stuff. So, no, I don't think chili will send through the mail very well. That's okay. I'll take a rain check on chili. I have problems with tomatoes too. I'm just a mess. Just a hot mess with food, but you know, I'm working on it. Yeah. Heather, it is a cruddy thing to do. It was really awful. They sued a bunch of people. You know, people were just selling fire cider on Etsy that they made their own recipe from and called it fire cider, and it was fine, and they were getting, like, sued. And I happen to know that, like, little sellers on Etsy do not have money to fight big corporations or big, you know, medium-sized corporations, and do not have this whole spirit of medicine for the people in mind. So, I'm terrible at cooking, Heather. I recently committed to trying to learn more and be able to cook on my diet, and I bought this book called Paleo Power Bowls, which the name is really goofy, but a lot of the recipes I think I can eat and make, so I'm gonna try that. We'll see how that goes. But okay, I'm gonna read about garlic. Garlic is a poor man's penicillin. It has broad spectrum antimicrobial and antibacterial properties and is an excellent aid for fighting infections. It also produces heat that helps lower cholesterol. So you can take garlic as a capsule, and that to help with the cholesterol. But fresh garlic is good for stuff like if you feel something icky coming on in like your throat and your lungs and your chest area, because the reason you have garlic breath is because it hangs out in that area, and so that's why it's helpful for that. But the dried garlic doesn't have the same effect, but it does help with your cardiovascular system. What is next? What am I doing next? Ginger. We're doing ginger and grated ginger, and we're doing 2 tablespoons of ginger. So, let's see. Horseradish was in there. All right. Got my little box grater for this one. No tomatoes and white chili? Well, what do you use in place of the tomatoes, Heather? Like, what is, like, the sauce? Thanks, Heather. Thanks. I definitely need the support. And now I just need to make the time and do a lot of experiments. Even things that I feel like I can't have. So there's like some spices that I react to. I don't know. I do really good with like veggies and meat. And by meat I mean bacon and chicken. Beef, yeah. You know, and I don't like fish. I used to be a vegetarian, but I had to switch back to being not a vegetarian for my health. So, okay, 2 of these. Oh my gosh, I wish I had more counter space. Ooh, what? No. That sounds awesome. You do like things in the kitchen that like I have never heard of. Like that, the sweet potato peels for the sweet potato crust for the quiche. Oh my gosh. That's awesome. Chicken stock and diced. I'm so... Okay, so my parents are coming to visit this spring, and we're gonna make my mom's chicken soup. She's gonna show me how to make it. We're gonna make it together, and that's pretty much a chicken stock. So, I'll have to try it. Try your recipe. I guess that's why is that why it's called like white chili? Because there's no tomato sauce? Butternut squash?